Hello, TV Milk family. We are back. And yesterday we talked about decisions. The day before that we talked about procrastination. And today, like I said, we are going to be talking about the importance of goal cards and giving our spiritual DNA consent to live to and through us so that we may experience life in its greatest expression. Okay? But first, the goal cards. Why are they so important? They are so important. Not only do they keep us on track to our destination, but they keep that image pressed into our subconscious mind. And we talked about this yesterday with decisions, how important the subconscious mind is. Our conscious mind, what does it do? It can accept or reject any information that it experiences, hears inside or outside of us. But once we pass that information onto our subconscious mind, the subconscious mind does not have any power to accept or reject. It must accept it, right? This is how we shift our paradigm in the first place. And the reason why, when we want to make a change in our life, we feel this spiritual battle going on inside us, and we have this indecisive battle going on inside us. What is happening is our old paradigm is trying to stay alive while a new paradigm is trying to come in and take flight. And anything that does not resemble the old paradigm which we have been living off of, it is fought and it is battled because the subconscious mind is already accepting something that we are projecting off of. So how do we begin to shift? We have to make the decision. And the first thing to making that decision is giving consent for our spiritual DNA to live to and through us by understanding that anything that we are going to experience from this point on is necessary to test us and to strengthen our mental faculties so we can shift in the first place. So let's go back a second to the goal cards. When we make these goal cards, we are writing out exactly what we want to experience in the future, and we write it out in future tense with a date in the future as to when we think that it will happen. And I said this yesterday, remember, be easy on yourself because it is very hard to pick the exact date and when you will shift into this new paradigm completely and experience it fully. But the point of that date is to know that it will come in the future. And if it does not always come on that exact date, to keep in mind that we are not going based off of outside circumstances. We are simply staying true to the destination that we have set and the place that we want to go and what we want to experience in the first place. Okay, now stay with me because I know these videos are a little heavy and it is a lot, and this may be all new information, but the biggest reason why a lot of us do not understand or even know that we operate on the mental faculty that is inside us is because we are taught growing up to experience life through the five senses, which is obviously taste, touch, sight, smell, and hearing, right? So we live based off of these outside circumstances, not realizing that everything in this physical realm that we can touch tangibly must start inside. It must start as a thought. Everything that we experience, everything that we touch and hold in our hands once started as a thought, right? And we talked about this yesterday with the decision with Warren von Braun and Kennedy. It's that same thing. Well, a spaceship, something that can fly into past our ozone layer into space and land on a moon and bring a man back safely, it all started as a thought. And just because of that simple thought and the will to do it, we are able to send people to the moon, land them there, and bring them back safely. And it's the same thing with anything, anything that we have as a piece of clothing, anything that we drive as in a car. It was all a thought, and then somebody wrote it down, and after they wrote it down, they took the steps necessary, right, to make it tangible and experience it. And that's anything in this world. So everything starts in the mental faculty. So outside of our senses, if we can tap into this spiritual place within us, if we can see it inside our mind, that is just as much a place in the now as if you're experiencing something outside of yourself. And this is the reason why meditation is also so important. And guess what? That's what we will be talking about tomorrow, meditation. But for now, we'll stay on track with this. So you set a goal in your future, what you want to experience, what you want to make tangible, no matter what that may look like, right? So my goal about 6 years ago was to be able to understand all this information in a way that I would be able to speak about it, and I would be able to help people understand it. And that's why I get to make these videos now. I mean, if you go back and look at my YouTube channel, I have been doing these videos for 6 years, and the evolution from what I was able to speak about then to what I'm able to speak about now is just very outstanding to me. And I'm very grateful for the information that I have accumulated, and I'm very grateful that I get to spread these messages, because that's what was so important to me. You know, yes, money may be important to some people, and having a certain house or a certain car or living a certain lifestyle, but for me it was understanding this information in such a way that I could use it myself and then teach it to other people. Because understand that knowledge and experience are two different things. Knowledge is being able to understand something so well that you can speak about it, but experiencing it is being able to actually live it out so that you believe it in such a way that you know that it's real. You know, I understand that law of attraction and manifestation and operating from this mental faculty is real, not only because of the knowledge that I've accumulated about it, because of people like Napoleon Hill, Earl Nightingale, James Allen, Bob Proctor, the list goes on and on and on. But just because of these people, I have been able to accumulate this knowledge, not only speak about it, but put it into use and experience it. And that's why I'm talking to you all about it now, right? So you, like I said, you set these goal cards. By reading these goal cards every single day, what you are doing is keeping this new paradigm suppressed in the subconscious mind. And anything that comes in and rejects or makes you think that that is not going to be true, you consciously say, nope, that's not true. Or if anything is supporting it, you be grateful in that moment, and you feed that seed in your subconscious mind, because gratitude is the attitude that gets us exactly what we want. It moves us forward. By being grateful and staying in a place of gratitude, what we are doing is continuing to feed and feed and feed that new image that we are trying to hold in the subconscious mind. And I know it gets very easy to get distracted because, like I said, we've been taught to live through the 5 senses in the physical realm first. But by keeping our mind pressed on this goal card and what we're holding in our subconscious mind, we keep ourselves in a state that we need to be in vibrationally inside the mind, so that we can bring that thing in the subconscious mind into vibration, and we can experience it to and through us, right? So the last thing I want to talk about right now, because I don't want to get too long on these videos, because we will talk about it more and more and more as we continue on, right, is real quick again, very, very simple, that one, we must give consent for our spiritual DNA to live to and through us, by understanding that our spiritual DNA, it has within it the blueprint to want to grow and to experience itself at its highest form. And we can experience this through nature, through anything, but let's just use a tree, for example, right? When a tree is planted as a seed, it doesn't think to itself when it's a shrub, like, oh my gosh, look at all these deer walking around. Look at all these scary things walking around that could crush me, or make me not live to my fullest potential. No, the tree knows that it's going to grow to be a tree, and it does everything in its power to be the tree that it needs to be and to grow in such a way that it needs to grow. It doesn't get scared when storms come in and stop growing. It doesn't get scared if the wind is blowing a little bit too hard and stops growing. It just keeps doing everything in its power to grow to be the beautiful, massive tree that it was intended to be in the first place. That is what's in our spiritual DNA. To grow and experience life at its fullest potential. And because we are God's greatest creation, we are able to decide in our mind what that destination looks like, what it feels like, you know, and we can either experience it out of faith, love, and gratitude, or we can experience it out of fear and poverty and lack. It's all our choice. And certain lifestyles operate on certain frequencies. And I said it yesterday, Einstein says it, that what you get on the vibrational frequency of is what you will experience in life. And this is not a philosophy, that this is physics. So we'll be talking about meditation tomorrow, and we will be talking about vibration as well, and the different planes and how to experience on different planes. And we'll be actually going inside and using my whiteboard to do that, so I can draw out some pictures for you and make things a little bit more simpler. All right? So I'll see you tomorrow. One love, TV Milk family. I love being here with you always. If you have any questions, I'm always here. Hit me in my DM and I'll answer them.